We all have felt this urge to do something good and make a difference in someone's life. The question is, how do we do that and where to start? Social Index is about exploring this space of doing good and creating an impact. We all like to do something good for the world we live in and add our bit to the improvement of society. But how can we do that? Well, there are four ways one can go about doing good: give money, give time, work with a social impact organization, and finally, start your own social impact organization. Let's start with the easiest way of doing something good: give money. Yes, giving money is the easiest way to doing something good. And no, I don't mean for you to go out and give your money to just anyone or anywhere. If you make an investment with your money, it gives you financial returns. And if you donate your money, it gives you social returns. And yes, some income tax rebate as well. Just like you won't believe anyone blindly while making an investment, don't do the same while making a donation either. There are thousands of good social organizations which are also called NGOs or non-profit organizations. They are working on solving a variety of issues the society is facing today. These issues can range from access to education, access to healthcare, wildlife conservation, citizen participation, water conservation, improving livelihoods, skill development, financial inclusion, and many other social issues. Choose a cause and find an organization which is involved in the same. Do a bit of research around the organization and find out how open and transparent are they about their operations and finances. There are various websites and platforms where you can find out about such organizations, such as Give India, Guide Star India, and now the government of India is also coming up with something called Social Stock Exchange. And as I mentioned earlier, if you donate money to any of the registered NGOs, you get up to 50% rebate of the amount you donated to these organizations on your income tax. Just remember, this rebate is given to you for your intention of doing good. Don't give it to a fake NGO and expect to get a cash return for saving some tax. It's neither ethical nor legal. Now let's talk about the second easy thing of doing good: give time. Volunteering is a very integral part of Indian culture. We have gurdwaras, temples, masjids, church, and various other religious and spiritual establishments where it is common for people to go and give their time over weekends or do some helpful work. While that is one kind of volunteering, but today's complex challenges need more skillful volunteers. Volunteers who can help in preparing right communication material for a social cause, for an organization. Who can help them sort their finances, sort their human resource management, help them with technology and tools, or maybe teach a class in a rural school. There are many ways you can help these social cause organizations with whatever skills you have. Many corporates have employee volunteering programs as well. For example, Adobe has an employee volunteering program where they encourage their employees to take part in some social activity through their recommended non-profit organizations. And based on the number of hours their employees volunteered for, they also donate an amount of money to the organization. Now, other organizations like Tata Consultancy Services, Cognizant Technology Solutions, CGI, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, and many other organizations also have similar programs. Now, if your organization does not have a volunteering program, you can also look for platforms like iVolunteer, where you can find such volunteering opportunities. While volunteering, one thing I would want to emphasize on is that when you go to an organization for volunteering, please try and see that what they do and how they do it before you tell them about your experiences and what you can do for them. There is usually a lot of difference in the environment, culture, and especially the constraints the NGOs operate in. We need to be mindful of their needs and what they're actually asking help for. The third way of doing something good: working full time with an NGO or a non-profit organization. Unlike the past, the new generation today looks for a lot more satisfying jobs and alternate career options. Working in an NGO can be extremely satisfying, but it does come with its challenges. The exposure you get to life, issues in the world, how different cultures operate, and understanding complex systems and working on solutions that impact lives is extremely rewarding and satisfying. Jobs in an NGO may range from research, communication, technology, policy making, finance, and HR, like any other corporate would have. However, non-profits are perpetually in a startup mode, which would mean you are free to take up as many tasks as you want and do as much as you like. This can give you exposure to many aspects of running an organization. Work experience in a NGO is considered very valuable in many corporates, and it matters especially if you are going for higher studies. Universities like Harvard, Berkeley, Stanford, and all the other Ivy League colleges give a lot of value to work experience, and even more if it is in a social impact organization. Some people even transition their careers to non-profits after spending a good amount of time in the private sector. And the major reason is the satisfaction of contributing and doing good for the society. Now, what are the caveats when it comes to working with NGOs? First, you would find a significant difference in the salary packages between NGOs and the private sector companies. The reason is that NGOs run their operations through donations. Though donations are the easiest way to do good, but you know how hard we all feel it is. Also, because NGOs need to keep their expenditures low. Secondly, depending on what kind of cause the organization is working for, working with the NGO can be a little too challenging for people. The real life experience of the community the organization is trying to serve may feel a bit too much. However, that may add to your reason why you should be working on that cause. Even with those caveats, I believe one must spend at least a few years while starting their careers in an NGO. If you choose to spend longer career years in the same, well, it only shows how passionate you are for the betterment of society. Now, you can find such jobs around the world on job seeking platforms like LinkedIn, and there are organizations that are specializing in social sector jobs like Arthan, whom you can reach out to. Finally, how can you start your own social business? Now, we will talk about this topic in the next episode. Don't forget to follow or subscribe to the channel and share this video with the friends who wish to have a better understanding of the social sector. See you next time.